isn't it? It's so closer that you can even count the number of days using your fingers. How do you feel by now? By this time, you're probably panicked. That is because I know that you have not covered the whole 2 year syllabus by this time. Do you feel nervous? You don't have to panic. What if you get a tremendous plan? I mean, a 60-day plan that could help you to boost out your result from the prevailing stage to a higher grade. How would you feel it? Are you ready to get on with the challenge? Then join us. Everyone just simply asks you to study, study and study. Your friends, your parents and also your teachers. And you're almost fed up after hearing this word. That is because none of them come up with the right technique of how to study successfully. But today I will be talking about a short-term plan which will only take 60 days for you to study and pass out with your exam. If you're in a B pass, you could easily transform it to an A. If you're in a C, you could easily boost up your result to a B pass. And if you're in a W, using this tremendous plan, you could go to an S pass. Would you like to try it? Because you're getting closer towards your A levels. You have to do it. It's just 2 months. That simply means 60 days. In this important plan, we have 3 basic tips which will easily help you to tremendously transform your result from the prevailing stage. Step number 1, time management. Step number 2, mind maps. And the final step is practice time. The first important technique in our short-term plan is time management. The most important fact to be considered while starting to study is how to manage your time properly and effectively. We've got a limited time of 60 days, that means 2 months, for our exams. So we just need to work up by dedicating all the extra activities and giving our total focus on studies. Although you get more time to engage in other activities, start dedicating it for your study again. 2 months, which is simply 60 days, are you able to cover up 2 years' stuff within just 2 months? I guess it sounds impossible, but let's start working according to this plan, which will really help you to make impossible things a reality. You should focus on studies. Not only that, while following up this plan, you might feel lazy within the first 2-3 days or 1 week or 2 weeks. But remember not to give up, because if you give up, you will be ending with failure. If you do it with a great challenge, at the end, you will be succeeded. So now, let us focus on our time chart, which is available for 60 days. As we have prepared this plan starting from 7 a.m. in the morning until 7 a.m. in the next day morning, you could select the time that you are more convenient with. If you are a daytime study person, start up with this plan. If you prefer studying during the night time, you could adjust the timing according to your own. So here we have mentioned the time which you have to separate for study and the breaks you get in between, as long as the sleep that is required by each and every student. So we give you the suggestion of studying for 15 hours per day. It sounds difficult, but remember, we just have 60 days more. Time is limited, so let's start this way. You have to start studying 3 hours per day in the morning, get a 30-minute break, then start again with another subject for 3 hours, get a small break, again start studying, so on. You could get breaks, 3 hours study, 30-minute break, 3 hours study and 30-minute break. When you study, give your total attention only towards your study. Forget each and every extra things away from your mind and focus again on your school's stuff. Within the 30 minutes of break, don't forget to listen to some music, so that you get relaxed after a heavy load of study. But the important thing is, don't watch movies, don't go on social media because they might distract you on your studies. Finally, I would like to remind you the sleep time. The sleeping time is more important because while studying, it gives a lot of weightage for your brain. So you need to relax for your brain too. For that, you need a 6 hours time of sleep because that is the way you give the relaxation to your brain. So this is the plan. Let's start working according to it and let's see how our second step sounds. The second important technique in our special short-term plan is mind map. What is a mind map? Have you prepared mind maps earlier? If not, let's prepare it. A mind map is a document which you summarize whatever you've learned within each lesson, especially including the key factors, the important points. That's how you prepare a mind map. And to prepare it, you need to go through your lessons, you need to identify and analyze what's there. So let's see the procedure of preparing a mind map. Before that, I'll tell you what is the intention of preparing a mind map and how it could tremendously help you to win successfully. The main intention of preparing mind map is when you prepare it, it gives you confidence and loses the fear within you because you possess a document which you have learned within 2 years of time. So now let's see the steps that you need to follow in order to prepare a successful mind map. You could now have a look of a mind map that I have prepared during my exams. Let's start now. Step 1. Read the lesson, analyze the keywords. That means whenever you sit with your books, go through the lesson 2-3 times, read it carefully, identify what are the important factors and the keywords. Number 2, start preparing the mind map. Now when you start preparing the mind map, remember to make it as much as attractive it is. Use colors, use pictures. The most important fact is after analyzing the lesson, when you recall it back to your memory, you could picture it in your mind. So in your mind map, the same picture should be in there because that is how you recall the memory and less number of words could easily help you to remember things successfully. So I have a sample mind map here, the structure of a sample mind map. Normally when you and after analyzing a lesson, put the main topic in the middle. Divide them into the subtopics. If it's 4 parts, 5 or 6, as much as the subtopics you have in the lesson, if you think it's very important and if you think it will be questioned in the paper, put them into the mind map. And then after writing the subtopics, whatever the key factors that you have remembered when you studied or read the lesson, put them in pictures to the mind map with some keywords. That will help you to remember the stuff easily. And the final one is go through the mind map and see whether once you go through the mind map, can you recall the whole lesson which you read before 2-3 hours? If yes, you are already successful in preparing a mind map. This could easily help you not only to engage yourself in studying for 15 hours, but also you have a summarized document at the end of the time. Now for this process, I said we have a 60-day time. For this mind map preparation, we will give you only 15 days. So 15 hours per day into 15 days will give you 225 hours. So during that time period, you should utilize it efficiently to produce your mind maps according to each lesson for each subject. So at the end of this 15th day, I'm quite sure that you will be very much confident enough because you have almost everything summarized in papers. Well, now we're in the final step of our short-term plan. That is practice time. Although we're in the final step, we've got another 45 days remaining with us. But you've got a 10-day challenge with us now. It's to do the MCQs of the past 10 years. For that, you need two simple things. Number one is to manage your time efficiently, and number two, to keep all the mind maps ready which you have been prepared in the earlier step. Then start doing the MCQs. For the first year, second year, third year, when you gradually start practicing, you would be able to manage your time to finish the simplest MCQ paper within 2 hours. So that would easily help you to manage time also in your exam. And the next one is, as you gradually continue doing the MCQs, you will find out that there is a familiarity in the pattern. So once you go for the exam, you don't have to be afraid because you've already answered 10 papers and you're ready for this challenge too. The next one is like, when you keep continuing doing this, you have to do one MCQ paper each for the 3 subjects. That means at the end of each day, you will be completing 3 MCQ papers from 3 different subjects. Finally, at the end of the 10th day, you will be surprised because you have already completed 500 MCQs from each subject. Now let us see what we've got to do for the remaining 35 days. After completing the 10-day challenge, we've got another 35 days remaining. And from that, now let us see what we've got to do for the remaining 30 days. And in this 30 days, we have to complete answering questions from paper 2. That sounds so difficult, but let us give it an easy task like this. First, you have to analyze the paper. So you have to go through the questions in the paper and analyze them from which topics they've been taken and what are the subparts that they have tested under each question. And then, if you find difficult for some type of topics, you can go for the easy topics. That means whatever the easiest topics that you've learned, the most convenient questions that you could provide efficient answers, select them. I'll just show you an example of selecting questions like this. For example, in paper 2, you have part A and part B, 2 parts. So from that, just imagine you can answer question number 1. And again, 2 is difficult, 3 is also difficult, but 4 sounds easy and 5 is difficult. Right, in part B, you select question number 6, you cut off 7 as it's difficult, 8, but you select 9 and 10. In some parts, you have to select questions, whereas now there's no option if you have to answer a question compulsorily, you have to. But this sounds with the optional questions. So after selecting these, analyze for the past 10 years and see whether question number 1 is taken from a particular topic. If yes, and it's obviously yes, so it's going to be easy for you. You have to start preparing questions on targeting these questions. So when you answer them, you have to focus on your lesson notes. When you answer the questions for the first 2-3 years, you have to keep your notes, your mind maps near you so that it would be easy for you to provide efficient answers. So while answering the questions, don't forget to answer for the 10 years, for the 10 past years. Write lengthy answers reading your notes and manage your time somehow to complete it. That means you have to answer paper 2 questions for the past 10 years and also for all the 3 subjects. Whatever field you might be in, the math stream, art stream, commerce or biology, any stream, don't forget that you have to practice 10 years of paper 2 questions from all the 3 subjects. So after writing the answers, you can gather them together. That means all the question number 1s in one pack, all the question number 4s in one pack, all the question number 6 in one pack, 9 and 10 also in separate packs. So read them gradually. I mean, like if you finish answering question number 1 within 2 days and you start answering question number 4 within the remaining days, don't forget to read question number 1 answers, because as you read it day by day, you will gain memory. Now, this plan is for the students who are planning, or who at this moment, if you're at the level of a W pass or a S pass or a C pass, this plan is really going to work hard, right? But if you are almost in your 70s, 80s and 90s of school, remember you could try out answering all the 10 questions, because it is going to help you to pass out your exams with flying colors. So that does not mean that this is going to fail. This is really going to work hard if you do it in the right way. Finally, after reading them, at the end of the 30 days, you will be very confident to write lengthy answers, because you have recalled your memory for 30 days with the same stuff. We've come towards the end of our 60-day plan. Let's just have a review and see all in one. For the 60 days, from that, the first 15 days you've got to prepare your mind maps. And during the remaining 10 days, you have to engage in doing MCQs. And we have separated 30 days for you to answer or to start practicing for the part 2 questions. And we've got another 5 days remaining. But remember, this plan is really going to work out efficiently and effectively if you start working for 15 hours from today onwards. I know you can do it. Believe in yourself and start doing it. Remember, when you do this gradually, by the end of this period, it will be very easy for you to face your exams. When you get closer to your exam, would you like to have your answer sheet in front of you during your exams? Of course you will say yes, because every one of us would really like it, because if we have our own exam paper in front of us while having the answer script next to us, we all will be happy because we're going to pass. For that, we will be coming up with the next video with a 5-day immediate plan. If you have any doubts with related to our video today, you can send us messages including your problems, doubts and ideas, so that we could help and support you with related to your exams. You could drop down your ideas not only to our comment section, but also you can send messages to us through our Facebook page, English for Long Life. Finally, don't forget to share this video with your friends so that it could inspire them too. And also remember to subscribe our YouTube channel and stay connected with us for more inspiring stuff. Good luck for your exams and work hard, and let us meet throughout our next video. Goodbye.